don't see any cards turn around. There is one card.
There it is.
Turn the only card, turn around backwards.
Okay.
Pull it out.
You want me to pull that out?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
And
This one.
show. Yep.
Oh, get out of here. Oh, really? Look at that.
Here goes a video that's gotten some attention on the internet. Some are taking an issue with this. I've looked at it and I said, let me make a video to see so we can understand what's going on here. This is John Bradshaw from It Is Written. I love me some John Bradshaw. I got to meet him about 2 years ago. He came to the Pennsylvania conference. Such a nice guy. He's tall. Very nice guy, by the way. I don't have an issue with John. I think John is a great guy. So he has a magician here who's going to do some tricks. And the name of the man is Todd. There he is here with his family. So that's kind of what he does. I went to his website. There he is. So he's a comedian, a magician, and so on. So he trying to combines the two together, has live shows and everything like that. So
all the things he does is crazy. It's ridiculous.
Or I told my wife, I'm like, man, that was so much fun. And she was like, kind of looked at me weird and was like, I never hear you say that. And I was like, well, you know, we had a good time.
Hilarious. Yeah, it was very funny. The tricks were really good too. The last one with the ring, wow. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
okay, so that's what he does. So let's take a listen to the video. Let's start about let's start about 10:44 when it is introduced, and we're gonna see him doing the magic tricks and everything, and just examine the thing for what it is.
Is written. The Bible says again and again that God worked miracles. Jesus, during his time on earth, worked miracles. His disciples worked miracles. So can you believe in miracles? I would suggest you can, but can people really work miracles? Well, I'm about to introduce to you a very special guest, someone who can do the extraordinary. His name is Todd Bogue, and he is a Florida-based entertainer and magician. Todd, thanks for joining me on It Is Written.
Thank you very much for having me.
I appreciate this. So you work magic, do you?
Yes, I do.
Does that mean you perform miracles?
I do not.
You don't?
I do not.
All right.
Just an entertainer.
An entertainer. All right. But I know you're going to show me something that someone's going to say, how in the world did he do that? So what have you got?
We're going to do 2 tricks today. Sometimes you go to a magic show and a magician will steal somebody's watch.
Oh, yeah.
Or steal somebody's wallet.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal somebody's phone.
Okay.
I'm going to steal somebody's phone. But before that, you're going to do a magic trick.
Oh, I am?
You're going to do a magic
trick. Oh, no
joke.
joke.
Yes, yes.
All right.
So we're going to do the old behind the ear. I'm going to reach behind your ear and grab a pretend deck of cards.
Well, look at that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to hand it to you, John. I want
you
you to shuffle those cards, please.
All right.
You got to take them out of the pretend box first.
Okay.
Take them out of the box. Lay the box on the table.
Open the thing up, the little flaps.
I like it.
Pull them out. Leave the box here.
Shuffle them up.
Now shuffle them.
Nice.
Put them down. I'm going to cut the deck. Do the.
I like it. I want you to pull a random card out.
Okay.
And what is the card you chose?
This is the 7 of diamonds.
The 7 of diamonds. Could you show everyone the 7 of diamonds?
7 of diamonds. Look at that. See?
Could you turn the 7 of diamonds around backwards?
Yeah, there it is right there.
Put it back in the deck.
Just in the deck anywhere?
Anywhere in the deck.
In the deck.
Shuffle them up real good.
Shuffle them.
Nice. Put them back in the box.
They're in the box.
Put the lid on.
Lid is on.
So I'll get this empty bag. I want you to drop the deck of cards in the bag. Just like that.
Oh.
Now it was pretend before. Now it's real.
All right.
Now, if you really turned around the 7 of diamonds, that's going to be pretty cool.
I really did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. So there should be one card turned around backwards. I don't see any cards turned around. There is one card.
There it is.
Turn the only card turned around backwards.
Okay.
Pull it out.
You want me to pull that out?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
And
This one.
show. Yep.
Oh, get out of here. Oh, really? Look at that. Look at that.
Amazing job.
Wow.
Very nice.
The 7. Oh, okay. There it is.
Good job.
I think I might have a career in this.
So we're going to do something really, really spectacular now. This is pretty cool. David Copperfield once did something similar to this where he walked through the Great Wall of China. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
But I'm going to do something similar with objects you are familiar with.
Okay.
Take my driver's license. We're all familiar with a driver's license. It's a hard piece of plastic.
Oh, yeah?
Solid.
That's the real thing.
And a cell phone. Okay? What I did is I took a cell phone case, I put a little slot in my cell phone cover. I'm going to take the driver's license and go right through the cell phone.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way a solid can go through a solid.
No, that's right. That's solid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Solid. And earlier I said I was going to steal somebody's phone. I'm going to steal my phone.
Okay.
Turn my cell phone into a solid block of steel that there's no way that a driver's license...
Can I touch that?
Yes, please do.
That's pretty amazing.
Thank you very much.
That's pretty impressive.
Fun stuff.
That happened right in front of my eyes.
Yes, sir.
And I have no idea how you did that. You said a moment ago you're not a miracle worker, but how in the world do you do this if it's not miraculous?
Years of practice.
Anybody ever worry about you? Ever get any feedback where people are concerned about what you're doing?
Yes. Sometimes people think that what I do is evil. My mother, one time we were at her church, and after the service, she asked me to go backstage so her and her pastor could pray for me.
Okay, sure.
And I asked her what was wrong, and she says, "We're worried about you." She says, "You didn't have these powers when you were a kid." And I'm like, "Mom, I don't have powers. I just do fun stuff." And I actually had to show her how a couple tricks were done.
And what'd she say when she saw that?
Well, that's not magic. That's and it's all an illusion. You know,
Yeah.
you could explain all of it.
So not miracles.
No, sir.
Just a man who's good at what he does.
I appreciate the compliment.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
It explains itself. Yeah, it's not really magic in a sense that we think it from a biblical perspective, at least the Old Testament way of speaking about magic. And I think when you read Exodus chapter 8, you hear about the plagues, and also Pharaoh's magicians were able to replicate some of the plagues and stuff like that. That's a different degree of magic, because he was also using sorcery at the same time to carry it out. And some of these men were enchantment. And we're not going to get into Deuteronomy chapter 18, clearly condemning the Bible. But I think we have to be careful with like biblical magicians and what they actually did, comparing to magicians today. It's the same word, but however, some of them are not doing exactly the same thing that people were doing back then. The man tells you there's no miracle, everything can be explained.
And it's all an illusion. You know,
Yeah.
you could explain all of it.
And it's true. It's actually, when you looked into it, none of this stuff, I've actually met a man who did this, and he was a Christian man as well, and he explained some things to you, and you like, oh, really? It's not all that serious. So here is a video. Watch this. Listen to this kid doing this, okay?
Magic tricks that you can do right now. Number one is this ball vanish. How I do this is I pretend to place it in this hand, but really it stays in the other hand. The move looks like this. You're gonna pretend you're gonna place it here, and you're gonna use every finger except for your index finger to tuck it into your hand. What this does is it makes it look like you're placing the ball right here, but in reality, you're holding it the whole time. Altogether, it should look something like this. Number two is this ring trick. Watch the ring, we take it off and throw it right back on, just like that. All you're gonna do is pretend to grab the ring, but really what you're gonna do is just switch fingers mid-trick so it looks like you took it off. In reality, it's just hiding right behind, and all you gotta do is throw it up and switch the fingers again. Altogether, it should look something like this. And the final trick is the card change. Grab two cards, put them back to back, and all you're gonna do is as you shake, you're gonna use your index finger to twist it over. If you do it at the same time, it looks pretty magical. If you learn something, follow for more magic. 3 easy.
Yeah, so that explains the whole story. I don't think there's anything here for us to make a big deal about. So most people in the comments get it. I don't read anybody in the comments who's having a fit when they watch the original content. So somebody says that magic satanic. It is, but there is remember, there's a difference between what was being done in Bible time. I think people still do some of that today. Nothing has changed. We believe that, but the stuff that this guy is doing is not anything remotely close to that. A lot of it is tricks and illusion. Do I think it should be in God's house in the church? No. But I think he's using that. Bradshaw, whom I've met personally, very, very good man, is using that as an object lesson. There's no need for condemnation here and critical anything like that. These are good men, God-fearing men that I love and respect. So yeah, I even have a picture with Bradshaw somewhere in my photos, in my hard drive. Anyway, friends, I just wanted to share this video with you, but the Bible does say we need to stay away from magicians as a whole. I think it's best to just keep away from it. Is there a place for this? Yeah, entertainment, parties, and stuff like that, children's show and stuff like that. That could be a different story. There's a place for that. Yeah, could it be used as an illustration to teach the word of God, which is exactly what he did here? It can be, but again, I think we have to study the Bible carefully on these matters. That there's a lot of things that you take from the Old Testament when you're transferring them into our time. There's some things you have to be careful with. Not everything has a perfect fit. So you kind of have to balance that which is old to that which is new. And it doesn't necessarily mean those things are not here, but the magician in and of himself is not anything that I will say here that is of worthy of any serious condemnation. He's really saying there's no such thing as magician. It can be explained. So that solves the entire story for me. So nevertheless, I will say to each his own when it comes to that one. I'm not going to tell you what to think. If you think this is bad, we should stay away from it by all means. I think, therefore, you should do that. I don't think this is bad. I think this is just an illusion. It's a joke. It's supposed to entertain people. There's nothing evil in it when it is explained. It's not magic at all. It's just somebody doing things. And I showed you a video of how this could work out. So anyway, friends, pray for It Is Written. They're a good ministry. We're doing a set of Bible study right now with my kids using their Bible study methods because we get to go to the Bible. And my son really loves those study guides that It Is Written has. And I really appreciate some of these men's ministries. And it's such a blessing to see how consistent they are and things like that. So very great guy. All right. And also keep Todd Bogue in your prayer. I'm not sure if he's a Seventh-day Adventist, but very nice gentleman. I looked at his profile, family guy. He's like, a lot of time, it takes time to get to know people. You realize we are just human beings. And human beings, we have a lot more in common than we have in our differences. But yeah, may the Lord have mercy on us. Anyway, friends, thank you so much for listening. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. I'm going to put a link in the description so you can watch the rest of the presentation. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.